Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video, I've been meaning to do this for a while, is just to kind of go over um, what the process was like buying this Tesla used directly from Tesla's inventory. So before I kind of get into the buying process, I kind of want to talk about the car that I was moving on from. And so, if you watch my previous videos, you'll know that I had a 2019 Honda Civic Sport. And so I bought that car when I first graduated from college. And I got that car for around, I believe, $23,500, including taxes, title, all that. And so, I think the before tax price on that car was about maybe 22,000, maybe 21,000. And I knew roughly that if I were to upgrade my car, I could probably get around $15,000 to $16,000 for the car. If I did a private sale, I could probably get a little bit higher, but I didn't really want to deal with having to work out the kinks of selling it myself. So I kind of knew I was going to sell it to a dealership, maybe CarMax, maybe Carvana. So with that information, I knew that my next car, I kind of wanted to keep it under $30,000. So that was kind of the price target that I was aiming for, was anything under $30,000. So I was on the Tesla website, and I've been looking for months at Model 3s, briefly thought about Model Y as well, and was trying to get a sense of, how many cars they were selling that was under $30,000. And for the most part, a lot of their 2023 models were selling under $30,000, but it was pretty close. It was like $29,900. So one day I just went on the website and I saw that they were selling my car. It was a 2023 long-range Model 3 with 39,000 miles, white interior, pretty much everything I was looking for. They were selling that for $26,900, and so that was by far the cheapest car that they've listed. And I'm honestly not really sure why they listed this car for so low. I don't know if maybe something was wrong with the car. I wouldn't know. But even today, like a month after I bought this car, I check Tesla's website just for fun every now and then to see how much they're selling the 2023s, and a similarly spec'd car as mine is still selling for around $28,000, $29,000. So I'm not entirely sure why this one was selling for $26,900, but because it was selling for so low, I was like, I feel like I have to jump on this. If I'm serious about getting Tesla, this is probably the cheapest that I'll ever find. So I quickly moved on it. And the way it works is when you buy directly from Tesla, you have to put down a deposit, sight unseen. So you can't actually see the car before you put down the deposit. And they say the deposit is non-refundable. So there is a little bit of a risk buying directly from Tesla, because if you do check out the car in person and you don't like the car, you technically lose your deposit. Personally, I wasn't planning on losing the deposit. If I didn't like the car, I would have tried to transfer the deposit to another used car, or worst case scenario, I would have just done a chargeback on my credit card. So yeah, that's really the risk of buying from Tesla. But anyway, I put the deposit down, and then the car was already at the lot, so there was no delivery or anything like that. So once I put down the deposit, it was pretty much ready the next day for me to check it out. So I drove over to the sales center to check out the car, and they let me check out the car as long as I wanted, but the only thing is they didn't let me test drive the car. So, I mentioned this in a previous video, but I do think it's a little bit strange that they don't let you test drive the car. They claim it's for liability reasons. I don't really buy that, since every other dealership allows you to test drive used cars. So I spent about 20 minutes inspecting the outside of the car, the inside of the car, the main things I looked for were, were there any were there any scratches or cracks on the windshield? Were there any cracks on the roof of the car? I made sure the interior seats were good. I tested pretty much all functionality. So I made sure all the seats moved properly, all the windows worked, the speakers worked, the headlights worked, all of that. And I also did look under the car as well. So I put my phone underneath the car to get a sense of, if there was any damage underneath the car, to get a sense of that as well. And of course, checked out the exterior, checked out any dents, scratches, etc. And for the most part, the car was in pretty good shape. There were some, slight dings, some slight scratches on the bumper, but that's honestly to be expected with the used car. So overall, I spent about 20 minutes checking out the car. And I also looked at the range as well. Tesla listed the 100% range at 300 miles. And I was able to confirm that that is indeed what the car says. So you can kind of get a rough idea of what the degradation on the car is based on how many miles they tell you is remaining on the car for the range. So overall, did the check and was happy with it. So I was like, all right. So I told the salesperson, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take the car. And pretty much what happened there was I signed the paperwork and then I sent over the final, the remaining payment less the deposit. So it was actually a very simple process. Once I signed the papers, they gave me the car and I drove it home. Very, very easy. So that was my experience buying directly from Tesla. And one of the main benefits of buying directly from Tesla is it comes with an extended warranty. So on top of the basic manufacturer warranty that the car has, on top of that, Tesla provides a used vehicle warranty for an extra 1 year or 10,000 miles. So having that is pretty nice. It gives you a little bit of confidence buying the car. So that's really the main benefit. And then the second benefit is you don't have to deal with the dealership. So there's really no negotiation. The price you see on the website is the price that you're going to pay for the car. So that's very nice. And yeah, overall, it was a pretty easy process. No hiccups, no issues. So I've had this car for about a month now. And so far, I've only had really 2 issues. Number one, the first issue is my daytime running lights on my driver's side. It was a little bit. I think it might be dead. I think the light bulb might be dead because when I'm driving and I look at my reflection, I can see that the driver's side light bulb is not as strong as the right side, the passenger side. So that's going to be an issue. But the car is still under warranty, so I'm going to take the car in a couple weeks to get that fixed, hopefully. And the second issue I've noticed is when I'm driving the car at highway speeds around 50, 60 miles an hour, there's a slight annoying whistling sound. And I've looked online and I've seen other people complain about the same exact issue, so I think this is just an issue that Teslas have. I think it's a little bit hit or miss if the service center is going to be able to fix the issue. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. But honestly, with the music on, you can't really hear it. It's only when the music is off, that's when it gets pretty annoying. You can hear it pretty clearly. So those are the 2 main issues. And the third one is not really an issue. I kind of knew this when I signed off on the car. The tires are pretty close to being bald, or not bald, but they're pretty close to being needing to be replaced. So I think I probably have like another year out of these tires before I'm gonna go ahead and replace them. So far that's really it. Fingers crossed I don't find out any other issues. But Yeah, overall, this car is great. And, you know, in my previous video, I did a range test on the car, and for the most part, the range is pretty good on this car. I will say, if you're doing a ton of city driving, like short drives, 2-3 miles, your range is going to be pretty bad. I think this car does well on the highway when you're doing long drives. You're probably going to get the estimated 300 miles. But if you're doing a ton of short drives, you're honestly probably going to get 200 miles. That just based on my experience. So just something to keep in mind. I always thought EVs were really good in city driving, but you're not going to get the EPA rating if you're just doing a ton of city driving, unlike a gas hybrid where I think you actually get better mileage in the city than you do on the highway. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, that was really my buying process. And so really I only paid out of pocket about $15,000 for this car. So it didn't really have a huge impact on my financial situation, which is really what I encourage everyone to do. If you're thinking about upgrading your car or trying to buy your dream car, you know, try not to make it so that you have to finance the car. And also, you should be in a situation where buying the car doesn't really impact your financial situation in any material way. So, you know, when I bought this car, I felt pretty comfortable that having $15,000 less in my bank account wasn't going to have a detrimental effect on my lifestyle. Even if I lost my job, I would still be okay. So I think this is really good financial advice for anyone who is wanting to buy their dream car. Make sure you're not taking out a loan for the car. It's not a good idea. Anyway, hope this video was helpful for anyone that's thinking about buying a used Tesla directly from Tesla. Overall, pretty easy experience. Would do it again if I were to get another Tesla. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.